Hello again and welcome back to Winsome TV, where each week we try to bring someone with a message that helps bring the extraordinary to you, the viewers. And today is a big wow. It's a wow. Michael D Butler, Beyond Publishing. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. Great to join you on this Winsome Day, and kudos to you and Winsome TV. I'm telling you, people are talking about you everywhere. So it's been fun ever since you launched the Winsome Way, and I tell you, this evolution has been exciting to see.
So let's talk about Michael D Butler, and I want to share a quick personal story. A little bit red-faced to say, maybe that's why I chose a red color. No, not really, but writing the book for about 5 years. And I know there are people watching out there that have had a book idea or have been writing it or taking notes or doing an outline for a long time. I looked around at a lot of publishers and probably talked to between 8 to 10 different publishers of all types. And I came across Michael D Butler, our guest today on Winsome TV. And every once in a while, I believe in this world, God sends someone to meet someone, or bigger than that, something comes in front of you that you just know not only feels right, but is probably one of the best decisions that you can make in your life. And in this case, with Michael and Beyond Publishing, I got my book done after 5 years of struggling within about 4 months by your encouragement, mentoring, and coaching. Michael, so I want to say thank you to you. I can't tell you how much you've meant to me as a publisher. But let's now talk about, not about my story, but about the people that are watching out there, because there's somebody out there today.
You know what, Dan? Not everybody should take the microwave route. I mean, I know you were down on yourself for a minute there because it took 5 years. But the thing is, the crock pot method, sometimes it takes a moment for the story to kind of cure. And I think the thing that's so interesting about your story is the month we launched the Winsome Way, you had 2 new grandbabies born to your family. So it's almost like God was just blessing you triple. It was the triple trifecta you had going on there. So I think some of the points in your book you couldn't have made until you held those grandbabies in your hand, right?
Yeah, that's right. August has always been a great month. So listen, so you are a hybrid publisher, and
Yeah.
There's the big giant publishers, and then you have people talk all the time about self-publishing, and you're in the middle as a hybrid publisher. Tell us about what a hybrid publisher is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like, when your plumbing in your house needs work, you can do it yourself, or your electrical, you can call an electrician or you can do it yourself. And that's the reason I have no hair. No, seriously. Readership is up globally. A lot of people thought that the internet killed publishing, but knowledge is doubling every few months around the globe. And so what's happening is it's never been easier to write and publish a book. So the downside, thanks to Amazon and the internet, we all thought Amazon, Kindle, and the internet killed publishing. Readership is up. The blessing of self-publishing is now with Amazon and Kindle, anybody can publish a book. The downside with that is everybody publishes books. There's about 4 million new books published every year globally in the world. And it's a noisy space. And so to stand out, to make a difference, to be winsome, it requires some white space around your message. And so what we do as a hybrid publisher, like you said, you could self-publish, go traditional with a major publisher, or you could shop for a hybrid publisher. And Dan, the reason people like hybrid, the reason hybrid's hot is we give the author the same global distribution that they would get with a Simon & Schuster or a Macmillan or Scholastic or one of the majors, one of the big, Zondervan, Thomas Nelson. And to be able to have your book in distribution, somebody walks into a bookstore in Sydney, Australia or Johannesburg, South Africa, they can pick up your book, they can order your book, they can have it there the next day because it's in the cloud. It's print on demand. And the print on demand technology has leveled the playing field as well. There's 2 ways to get your book outputted, and your book's been selling so much. I've totally sold out here because I've been traveling. But let's take Alex Morton, for example. He's spoken in 80 countries in the last 2 years. His book, Dorm Room to Millionaire, that we're translating into 10 languages right now, happens to
Wow.
be our top seller, which
Wow.
just goes to show you, the more you speak, the more you're on stage, the more you're doing webinars and media interviews and podcasts, the more books you're going to sell. You want to make it easy for people to buy your book. And Dan, a lot of people thought that pizza delivery might kill the Italian food industry. It didn't kill it. It actually expanded it, because now I can eat it anytime I want. And it's
Yes.
all about, if you look at Coca-Cola, when Coca-Cola first came out, they thought this is a health product, right? And that's how they marketed Coca-Cola. You can walk into any village of any third world country and you'll find Coca-Cola on the shelf of every mom and pop bush vendor around the world. Coca-Cola knows how to distribute. And it's really all about finding the reader. The more niche your book is, the more impact it can make, the more sales you can see from your book. And so hybrid, to answer the question, Dan, authors keep the rights. We pay 50-50 royalty split. The author makes 100% on books that they personally sell, and we put them into major distribution. Now, there's a small one-time investment on the front end to cover the setup of everything, but it's a one-time fee, and that money's made back pretty quickly through book sales.
Yes, and that's an important thing that I think viewers should really pay attention to, is you have a lot of people out there that'll go, oh, you should self-publish, it's so easy, and you kind of touched on that a little bit. But there's all the little things that people don't think about, plus the 100+ global distribution sites that you offer and the coaching and mentoring. Tell me about, what would you say to a person, and I know you've brought on a lot of people that were trying self-publishing, probably spent a lot of money, probably spent, who knows what they spent, $3,000, $4,000 trying to get it set up or doing this or doing that. What would you advise someone saying, well, why shouldn't I go with just self-publishing, Michael?
Well, first of all, self-publishing means you will basically never end up in a bookstore or a library. I just got our global report here on our books that are selling that have been picked up by bookstores, and it's pretty exciting to see authors that are first-time published authors that are now, after 9 months, 6 months, getting their book into bookstores and libraries. And so that just doesn't happen when you self-publish. So
Right.
if you want the distribution, distributors and bookstores and book buyers will not resell a book if it's self-published. If it looks self-published, if it's not industry standard formatting, they're not going to pick it up, because they don't want to risk they're putting their financial neck on the line. If they bring in some of your books to the bookstore and they don't sell, they can't return them for credit. Whereas if you're with a publisher, they can return those for credit, and they don't have any financial liability.
Yeah, that's a powerful value benefit that you deliver. And I can just say personally, there's nothing more exciting or a wow moment, a winsome celebration moment I talk about in the book, when you go on the Barnes & Noble website and there is your book, or you go on a major Books A Million or a Target or someplace and you see your book is right there available, as you said, for global distribution from a number of outlets, that self-publishing isn't going to happen. You've had a lot of success with a lot of authors, and now, as the word that you've been doing this for a long time now with success, tell us about some of your success stories. I know people like Forbes Riley, who is a household name, sold billions of dollars worth of exercise equipment. She's coming to you and saying, I need help, Michael.
Forbes is awesome. I mean, for anybody that's bought a Jack LaLanne juicer, she helped Jack LaLanne, sell $1 billion worth of juicers. In fact, her next book, You Don't Know Jack, Untold Stories of America's Most Beloved Fitness Guru, and her time with him, they were such close friends. That book's coming out soon. So Forbes is one of those that continually helping people. And what we're so excited about with Forbes is her Spin Gym. She has sold millions of these Spin Gyms all over the home shopping network for years, and people recognize her, know her, and love her. But the beauty is that she hasn't really globally taken off. People in America know her, but people in South Africa and all over Europe don't know her yet. But now that the books are coming out, we're doing some other books for her this year, like You Don't Know Jack, and some other books that are rolling out, like about 5, that are going to put her on an international stage. Very excited. And when you think about getting your story on TMZ or getting your story on Disney, you can't help but think about the amazing John. His book, Be Amazing, being translated into multiple languages. Here it is, Si Ambroso, Be Amazing, finding the best, reinventing and finding the best version of yourself. In fact, he was just recently on TMZ, like I said, but he's going for—
How old is he? How old? 14? No, 14.
Yeah, he's 11 now.
11 years old. Look what you've done for him.
He's actually going to be doing the world's first book signing as he's skydiving in Tampa here in November. Guinness Book is coming out to verify it. He'll be the first author. We got him in hardback, paperback, and translating, and TMZ, Disney. So very exciting.
That's
He's on a lot of stages, like with Les Brown and other major players in the space. So the book really opened a lot of doors for him. In fact, Mexico's eating him up. That's why we put him in Spanish first, is all over Mexico. They love John.
I love it. I love it. Hey, speaking, you mentioned Tampa. I know you have a showcase event where you're going to have a number of authors and speakers coming up in November. You want to share a little bit about that in Tampa, Florida? Anybody out there within a couple 100-mile radius of Tampa, you'll want to pay attention and join us.
Yeah, absolutely. November 14th, we've got a major event. That's where the media, we've got 5 media outlets confirmed to document, to see, to witness, and to film. Amazing John as he does his book signing as he skydives. That'll be the first ever. But that night we're doing an event where we're featuring authors from all over. We've got authors coming in from South Africa, from Germany, from all over the U.S. to speak on stage, to be interviewed. We've got a film crew coming in from Kansas City to videotape the entire event and to do photographs. So there'll be multiple book signings, multiple red carpet introductions, and multiple two-way interviews that will be happening with Business Innovators Radio coming in from Atlanta. We've got the magazine coming in from Atlanta. We've got other radio shows coming in. So very exciting time, November 14th. Depending on when your viewers see this, we'll leave a message in the comments of how they can RSVP, how they can attend and meet authors, speakers from all over the country.
Yeah.
You're going to be speaking, of course. They don't want to miss that. That's going to be Winsome.
There we go. That's a great opportunity there. Yeah, I'd love to see all friends and viewers in Tampa on the 14th. And if you are in that area, if you're within a couple 100 miles, as you mentioned, it's an evening events like 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I believe, is right now the event time.
We're finalizing that now based on our final speaker count. And there's a special VIP event you can inquire about the day before that. We have a limited number of spots where Forbes Riley is going to be hosting us at her TV studio in St. Pete. So don't miss out on that VIP reception with her.
So, Michael, you've been doing this how many years? Tell a little bit about your background, because you worked for a large organization that was in publishing, and then you decided you wanted to get back to your Midwestern roots. Tell us a little bit about your journey and why you're helping.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated by stories. In fact, I think everything, if you look at oral history and tradition, before we had pen and paper, before we had quill and ink, before we had, the where we were carving everything into the rocks and doing the hieroglyphics, traditions were passed down through oral traditions. We told our story. And I think when you look at history, God is an amazing storyteller, right? And so my story goes back to the time I stuttered growing up on the farm in Oklahoma, that I've been fascinated with stories and how to get a message out when it seemed difficult to do so. So when I was 11, I read a book by an 11-year-old that inspired me. Hope to meet the kid someday. I don't remember the name of the book or his name, but I'll know it when I see the book cover, and I can find him and thank him for investing in my life. So, shortly after my divorce, when my sons were 10, 8, 6, and 4, I was doing other things, but I needed to find new income streams. And so I found direct sales, network marketing, specifically in the health and wellness space, and had a lot of fun back then marketing our team members on MySpace before anybody was on Facebook. And the beauty of that was I was telling all of our authors that they need to adopt a nonprofit, they needed to get on stage, start speaking, develop a keynote, and that they needed to write a book. And so actually a lot of the team members that I was working with at the time, they went on to do that. They went on to do great things in sales and in sales leadership and training, but a lot of them wrote books. And actually Alex Morton is one of those. That's where his background is and how he made his initial million at Arizona State University, was in health and wellness, and went on to become, a prolific speaker all over the world. And so that evolved into specifically marketing authors, because we had a PR firm then doing social media and PR on MySpace, but we found the sweet spot with authors. And it occurred to me that, local businesses you can market in a local region. It gets a little boring in that same area code and zip code, but that we could leverage keywords globally, words around health, words around fitness, words around diet, exercise, sex, longevity, all those words that people are searching for on the internet, and your book's going to come up. So if an author has a long-term strategy of owning a lane in their speaking career, owning a lane, what they want to be known for, the Winsome way. What is it you want to be known for? What is the legacy you want to leave? And that is the beauty. And that's really why I got into publishing. The first author we published was in 2010, and More Than Rice, A Journey Through the Underworld of Human Trafficking, ended up getting optioned for a short film based out of Vancouver. And so that went on to create more success. And we've since had 3 films funded and 27 film awards on the nonfiction side. Even Boo Boo Stewart, from the A-lister from the Twilight series, who signed to be in Pineville Heist, which has won 27 film awards. So exciting stuff like that. Even though our bread and butter has been nonfiction, we do have a fiction division. I would say to your viewers, Dan, if somebody's thinking about writing, what we'll do is we'll do something special for your viewers. We will give a free book consult to your viewers. And here in a moment, I'm going to give you a number they can text to. I
want to just say this, because there's somebody that's been watching this, and something inside has been stirring. Something inside has been saying, I got a book. I've got that. I've been thinking about that message, or I've got a story, or I'm great at leadership. Something inside me I just want to share, where the tragedy to triumph. And you're watching this, and you've heard Michael talk about this. And that's where he's going to share in just a minute how you'll be able to reach him and just ask questions. A free consult. What a powerful opportunity. So Michael, go ahead and tell us how they could do that.
Yeah, I've actually written a book I want to give to all your listeners. It's an 80-page book called Bestseller Status: Becoming a Best-Selling Author in the Digital Age.
Boom.
This book is full, illustrated. It's got step-by-step tips on how to write a best-selling book, how to get global distribution for your book, and how to launch it properly. So I'm going to give you a number. You can text the word book to the number I give, is 970-500-2127.
Let's get this again. 970-500-2127. You see that on your screen right now. I'm going to pop that up there. That's going to be that number.
The word book.
Text the word book. Okay. That's a way to do it. Wow. Boom, boom, boom. Michael D. Butler, Beyond Publishing. Thank you. Again, if you're listening.
Also, Dan, you asked me before the call if I could give, normally we charge $250 to do a consult, but we'll do a 30-minute book consult with any of your followers and fans here, complimentary for free, $250 value for a 30-minute book consult about their book idea. Just reach me directly after they text and get the book. Then the next text sequence, they can request an appointment.
Wow. Yes. The value of WinsomeTV brings the value of Beyond Publishing. What a great deal. Well, folks, each week we try to bring somebody extraordinary. And today you have seen and heard from Michael D. Butler, Beyond Publishing, an extraordinary man doing extraordinary things with common people that are making their lives exciting, and they're growing and being what they want to be with the message that they have inside their heart. So thanks for listening to WinsomeTV. We'll see you again real soon. Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, Dan. Keep up the Winsome way.